Здорово. Нормально все, нет? Время 4:30 утра. Да нормально, чувак, все. А что ты хочешь? Да и просто спросил. Нормально все. Поспал я. Сейчас проснулся. Ну не сейчас, а уже давно. Сейчас не спится. Что делать? Надо диск играть, наверное. Пойди надо диска поиграть. Ну а чё? Бахнул сегодня. Бахнул. Вот теперь сижу утром. Да не, давно я хотел так погамать. Нормальная тема. Хотел я так погамать давно. Такого не было, наверное, с момента, как, наверное, я в конце или в начале, когда там в августе, короче, на свадьбе я напиздился и подрубил этот Uncharted без вебки, без микрофона. Меня хуярило еще тогда, коматозило. Я, короче, на отходах был, ничего не мог говорить. Если бы я что-то сказал, я бы, наверное, уже струганул прям там на месте. В общем, расчехляйте свои диск-шары. Сейчас мы будем их вкатывать, ёпт. Пришла мне вебка, все, я ее забрал, затестил. Короче, теперь с контрола начнем гамать с вебкой. Ну, диска так, диска... Не сказать, что прям тут какой-то экшон. Без вебки да пройдем. Фушур. Вот. Что еще? Вот, Резаковский пишет, что я ебанулся, утренний стрим. Yes. Еще трольну напишу, а что сейчас утро? Нихуя себе я узнал. Короче, последний раз, да, такой был, когда я на свадьбе напиздился летом и ничего не мог. Но сейчас примерно так же, но вообще градус был меньше, на самом деле. На самом деле. Было все лайт. Здорово. Охуеть, ты чё, yes I am, здорово. Ну, посидим до часов 7, я думаю. Сегодня нам что-то свет оффали, бля. Я думаю, в воскресенье-то в 7 часов никто делать ничего не будет. Копасан. Сейчас будем читать. А что сделать? Сейчас почитаем немножечко перед сном. Немножко почитаем. Нормально. Чё, плохо, что ли? Моя бокал с водой забыл, наверное. Сейчас я за ним приду, сажу и начнем. Так, что там? Ну так, чуть я ебанулся, ну что сделать? Алло. Да делать нечего, мне не спится, ну что я могу сделать? Что я сделаю сейчас? Что мне сделать? Спогамаем чуть-чуть. Кланяемся. Давно мы так не играли. Давно такого не было. А в мульти до утра такое супер давно было. Наверное, только... на новогодние праздники, когда мы в диско играли. В Тарков гамали. Но тогда еще была зима. Тогда еще не расцветало 5-6 утра. Такого еще не было. А сейчас вполне. Сейчас вот часок и все. И пойдет добро. Вот когда там рассвет, например, да? Рассвет. Рассвет. Вот 5:50. Вот так вот. Что я делал-то на прошлой части? Я не помню. Куда я там собирался ходить? Сейчас я открою прошлый стретч. Прочекаем мой план. Greatest plan. Что я делал? Нам все равно идти в ту сторону. Вот, сегодня мы поотжигали. Что это чувак сказал? Сейчас узнаем. Нам все равно идти в ту сторону, звонить по поводу трупака. Как раз самое время. И будем закупаться по этой штуке. Потом мы тогда посмотрим ловушки. По какой штуке закупаться? По этой штуке. Будем закупаться по этой штуке. Потом мы как раз с кайфом. Нам все равно идти в ту сторону, звонить по поводу трупака. По какой штуке закупаться, я не понял. Я уже забыл все. Мало, кстати, квестов у нас. Ну, знаете, правда, реальность у нас квест не проходит, этот он не работает. Как раз самое время. И будем закупаться по этой штуке. Потом мы тогда посмотрим ловушки. Потом мы займемся вот этим всем неинтересным, что слева, короче, восстановить вот эти всякие штуки. О, кстати, у нас лейтенант забагался. Лейтенант. Что-то. Next часть уже будет 10-я. Ладно, сейчас я уже не понял, по какой части закупаться, что нам делать. Сейчас будет Лил Коматос. Что мы сделали? Вот, мы нашли австралийского фазмида. На самом деле мы его не нашли, нифига, блин. Мы не посмотрели все ловушки. Мы его не нашли. Мы как нашли? Мы нашли то, что схавали, там, нашу наживку. Dead Soul. Дверь у нас вот эта не открывается. И ловушка, она где-то тут. Вот здесь. Нифига нету. Еще у нас осталось 2 ловушки, правильно? 2 ловушки. Одну мы смотрели уже. Я не знаю, я не претендую на супер прохождение за сегодня. Я не знаю, через сколько меня спать поклонит. Но вот это вот спанье я не люблю, когда не хочешь. Что сделать-то? Что мне сделать? Потом посплю 4 часа и хватит. И хорош чувак. Где-то тут у нас будет фазмит. Не видать. Может быть, он на следующем дне появится, не знаю. Фазмит, ты чё там? Ну и последний у нас на мосту. Там не было, мы чекали. Я так понимаю, он должен заспавниться, по идее. Да я себе заспойлерил, что вот у него есть вот такая вот иконка, как у всех персов. Так что он существует. Я что-то на вики диска зашел. Короче, подливился. Нельзя никуда заходить, так это бред. Хотя бы 1000 концовок. 1000 концовок, которые доджат поляризацию. Вот, никого нету здесь. Окей, значит, на 6-м дне посмотрим тогда, что сделать. Посмотрим на 6-м дне. Да. Мазут, чтобы разрисовать. Рассмотреть пирс. Нам нужно позвонить по поводу трупака, я помню. Сейчас мы пойдем туда. Додж этой хрени спойлеров — это follow мод чат от 10 минут. Вот и все, чувак.
Inside, you see a set of steering levers, a radio mic.
This is Precinct 57. How may I assist you? Hold on, officer. I've got Central GameRock Public Library.
Yes, this is Central GameRock Public Library here. How can I help you, officer?
He sounds worried, yet ready to assist. This is how people get when the police call.
Позвольте читать по имени Билли Межан.
Billy Majon, you said. Give me a moment, I'll have to...
On Moreau Drive in Central Jamrock, in a darkened hall lit by orange desk lamps.
Номер драйв в центре Джемрока в темном холле, залитом оранжевым светом ламп, вдали от внешнего шума. Мужчина средних лет вбивает команду в радиокомпьютер. На стол падает распечатка, за ним одинокий посетитель рыскает по пыльным полкам в поисках книги. Я нашел домашний адрес Билли. У них нет денег на обслуживание телефона. С адресами туго. ЖК жилищный комплекс или что это такое? Кэмпсайт. Сен-Гислан 33Б, квартира 20. А, квартира 20, this?
Says here that they returned their last book just a few days ago, but I wasn't at work that day. Marie? Marie? Do you remember a reader named Billy Majon? Yes, it was my colleague Marie. She said that it was Billy's husband who returned the book. He also asked for this new sci-fi release.
Наверное, муж Билли.
But we don't have it yet.
В смысле, муж?
You have a name now.
Marie knows Billy. She's been working here longer than me. Sometimes her husband returns some books for her.
And then goes for a little drink later. On the lookout.
Вы что делаете? В годах Юрий, когда мы последний раз виделись, он явно выпил рюмку-другую. Подожди, как это учила звали? что-то уже ушла эта хрень, походу, вверх. Без чашечки пуэра тут не разобраться. Но белемежан, лыс. Что значит муж в звездочках?
Sorry, no. Marie only knows him by sight. Happy we could help.
Anything else you need from me?
No.
Over.
In the cabin, east.
All right. Белемежан. Wait a minute. А, она отсюда уже свалила, кстати. Значит, все чеснок. Вот это скрытая дверь, это что такое было? Это дыс?
A weathered brown door. The number reads. The lieutenant motions to you to go ahead, and this is the door. You already know it's the right door. This is going to be so hard.
You're right. Let's talk this through. We have our first preliminary
У
identity.
нас есть данные предварительного опознания, судя по всему, покойный супруг белемежан. А, я понял, все, мы должны это подтвердить, также сообщить Билли о смерти мужа. Причина смерти все равно непросто, недаром этот час считается самой изматывающей частью нашей работы, поэтому обычно этим занимаются в парах. Мы будем и говорить, а я наблюдаю за реакцией, если будет необходимо, вмешаюсь.
The lieutenant motions.
Hello? Who is it? The police. A moment, please give us a moment.
There's fear in her voice.
Come in, the door is open.
Да как не беги, если я нажму, а он полетит?
It's you from the book stand. Did you come to bring my cockatoo back?
В какой-то
I
степени.
don't think I introduced myself properly. I'm Billy. Would you like something to drink? Tea? Lemonade? We're out of coffee.
Пуэрки набахнуть.
The lieutenant has taken off his foggy glasses and is busy cleaning them in his handkerchief. He must feel vulnerable without his glasses. Is this why he's letting you take the lead?
Is this about Victor, my husband? Is he in some kind of trouble again? No, this is something much worse. Is he in a hospital?
How about some small talk before you break the news? It's like ripping off a bandage. The least painful way is to do it straight away, without stalling.
People got to eat? What is this about? Why are you suddenly asking me about my cooking? How have I been? You're not here to discuss me. What is this about, officer?
Can't write a scene without
Ха,
knowing
блядь,
the
тупизм.
Ask more. Get comfortable around her. I don't want to. I don't want to do this. Force yourself. Slap yourself.
Do what?
Officer,
Too late. You ruined it. Just say it now.
Excuse me? What? What did you say?
She's in pain. She's in so much pain.
we are very sorry to inform you, but your husband, Victor Méjean, was found dead this morning on the Martinez boardwalk.
Oh. Oh. But he was just...
He was just here. Alive.
I understand that this comes as a huge shock. I want you to know that me and my partner are here for you if you have any questions.
What happened to him? Tell me. Why? It's that bad?
You stupid. Why did you say that?
It looks like he slipped on the boardwalk. Fatally, I'm afraid. It was just a very unfortunate accident. Alcohol played a role.
And you just found him there? How long had he been there?
She doesn't reply. Her eyes well up with tears as she struggles to keep it together. You hear the clock ticking in the children's room.
Is there anyone we could call for you? A friend, a family member, someone who could be here for you?
No. I just need to tell my girls.
It burns like acid.
God, should I call them? Should I tell them to come home? All right, I'll call them.
She can't take much more. Her stomach is churning. Soon she will have to go to the bathroom and scream.
Just tell me, what do I need to do next? Where is he? Can I see him? You haven't even taken him away?
No, we have. He was taken to the city morgue. The local coroner will be contacting you shortly to arrange the funeral. Here's his number, in case you want to contact him earlier. Is there anything else that the RCM could do for you?
No, I'll call you if something comes up. I'm still a bit...
Again, if there's anything we could do for you, then don't hesitate to call the RCM, ma'am.
She just nods, distant and inconsolable. These are her last reserves of strength. Her muscles will give in soon.
I'll take it from here. Thank you.
We should step outside and talk. So, the death notification.
He's avoiding your gaze. This is the time to say how sorry you are about how things went.
Well, no, it didn't. Well, I'll call the station when we are done with the day and inform them about the identity of the deceased. But yes, that's on me. Let's get on with the murder investigation.
Первое задание за сегодня. Я не помню, что закупиться, я говорил. Что такое закупиться?
The spread pattern of these bullet holes makes your chest ache. More old bullet holes. Half a century at least. From the revolution.
Remnants from the revolution. These are over half a century old. Perhaps a crime of a sort ages ago, but no, these do not warrant an investigation.
The lieutenant nods. The door is closed again. Nothing to do here anymore.
Unlucky.
The paintbrush in your hand is like a loaded revolver. What will it be, Desperado? Quite a few things come to mind.
Может быть, если мы напишем про Куна, он подумает на вот эту Ку. Типа.
The paintbrush in your hand is like a loaded revolver. What will it be, Desperado? Quite a few things.
По другим я не знаю никаких. Я не предполагаю какое-то еще развитие событий.
You've spoken. The wall will now silently repeat the message for a decade or so, until the sea air degrades the paint, adding another layer.
Very poetic. Real poetry. Should we return to our murder investigation?
Хватит тебе, какое-то убийство.
Kuno saw you wield that can. Sweet graffito action, pig. Kuno likes that delinquent shit. Kuno's part is. You're just shit at life. Now what's your case with Kuno? Kuno doesn't...
Бля, хуйня какая-то получилась.
Kuno, the pig's getting pretty close to me. Come to snuff my shit out, I think. Looks like it's time for me to go, Kuno. Pig's come to take me in.
She means it. The fear is real.
I'm going away for a long, long time, Kuno. Going away for life.
What's going on there? Fuck are you trying to pull, pig?
You don't want to fuck with me. I got my hands bloody. I'm not here, pig. You're not seeing this.
You can still see the top of her hat from there.
I'll die before I squeal, pig. What's this kid shit? Fucking mind games.
Get the fuck out of here, face. You got done. Talk to me.
I'll die before I squeal, pig. I come from the woods, good Davidu. You don't want to go there with me.
Don't be traumatizing here.
I'll die before I squeal. Murder was the case they gave me.
Fuck does Kuno care? The fuck about it? You're testing Kuno's.
Get lost.
Yeah? Yeah, whatever. Kuno doesn't give a shit. The fuck do you want with it? Good call, pig. Kuno.
Мозгриш какой-то.
I'll die before I squeal, pig.
The trash container.
Это какой-то мозгриш. Да нормально, я все равно хотел так написать. Угорнуть. А может с этой еще откроется у нас диалог. С черепушкой с этой.
Hello again, officers. Have you come to admire? I don't believe it. I've never known those boys.
The bemusement in her voice doesn't fully mask genuine tenderness.
There'll never be skulls, but their hearts are in the right place.
She throws you a conspiratorial glance, then presses her finger to her lips and squints.
Have you noticed the quiet? Every so often, you might hear a gunshot pierce the air somewhere. This place is a sepulchre. We'll paint it red. We bring the raucous. You bring the sirens.
Дичь какая-то. Какие-то заглушки обычные. Раньше нас душили постоянно. Что-нибудь, какой-нибудь диалог, все сразу. Сейчас так это. Закончить диалог и все.
Oh, sorry, officer. What do you want?
Я хрен знает, что я там собирался купить. Закупиться чем-то. Что у нас по заданиям? Запись мелодии Камона. А вот мы можем включить эту хрень. Фигурки положить. Траектория выстрела с острова, с пирса. Правда, реальность это какая-то не настоящая тема. Она нам ничего не рассказывает толком. Как выполнить квест-то?
You're back. Good. What can I help you with? More lessons in basic reality? Unimportant, as I said.
The mineral rights, they are what they... Anyway, enough sentiment. What?
The camera of her mind glides over.
Great bot. There is a term, Elysium. It does. A term of hatred that originates like many such things. Oh, great. We used to...
Oh, odd.
There's a steadily... Yes.
A cold fear seeps into you.
They say I am... But this is one of the greatest questions of
Это мы все читали, это все было.
Maybe when they get the complete set together, it will jolt us out of our rut. Bring us together. You have misimagined. It's like the
Тут все у меня прокликано, и то, и то.
It's insane. Very... See?
The code suddenly, the lieutenant observes.
Glad to have been of assistance. You're back. Good. What can I help you with? Well, technically speaking, good. What?
There was a touch of discomfort.
The Pines' core competency is logistics, and that is the terminal. Another... I'm not at liberty to discuss the company balance sheet.
$1 billion?
$22 billion is a large number, but consider this. The conglomerate employs 72,000 people. They all need... A conglomerate the size of the Wild Pines is like a shark. If it stops moving, it will die. Then what becomes of those 72,000 families? It's a tremendous responsibility. They started as an exploration and cargo fleet conducting trade between the Samaran. Centuries of care, deliberation, and madness have gone into this endeavor. Vessels pass through the great unrest to re-emerge with apricots in tow. The logic of the system is totalizing. It's... You mean aside from being the terminal's legal owners? Who are responsible for moving 8% of the world's cargo? There are no minor cogs in the system. Each terminal must be accounted for, lest the entire system break. Every hiccup in such a system means thousands lose their jobs, the world over. I'm here to assure that doesn't happen.
With your help, hopefully, says her warm tone.
What we...
There was a touch of discomfort. She nods.
Of course. Of course.
Don't tell
Я
me.
спросил, тут все на свете, все в нас, все в мире, бля, все, что есть, все вопросы мира просил.
Of course. I am sorry to have been the bearer of bad news. More lessons in... Glad to have been of assistance. The little...
Но я их прокликал, как хотел, что они еще от меня требуют. This. Давай так.
Either sea's gonna calm down.
Why does she care about the waves?
What is it with waves and fishermen? We need to be out there with them. Fishing. But until that happens, I can try to assist you the best I can. So, what will it be? Oh, that's good to know, I guess. Why is it in the sea? That's great. Until then, you should maybe start thinking about the funeral.
Sire, she doth not believe it wasn't you.
Aye. Feels deserved, don't you think? Falling in the line of duty like that and all. Quite odd. Our things are a part of our life world. They're made with our human sweat and they share human history.
Life world. Someone's been reading up on last century Gotwaldian philosophers. Play it cool now.
Oh yeah? You won't even be able to get it out of the water before early June. And where are you going to bury it? Who to take it from someone who's been through a few funerals. It's easiest to just leave them there and let nature take care of it.
That's all we have time for right now anyway. Come back here in June and see how you feel about it then. It's not like it's going anywhere. Yes, that is a pity. But for now, let's focus on the things we do get to do.
You like the Capri funeral idea?
Tequila Sunset. Let me take a sip to moisten up my cords. Tequila Sunset rolled into Martinez last Friday. And by Tequila Sunset, I mean you, the man, the myth. Hey, let's not jump ahead of ourselves. This is your story. Stop and you got here on Friday to solve a case, hoping to be the early bird who gets the worm. And by the worm, I mean the buzz. Because as far as I know, all you did was get word on the street is you went around the local hostel telling people that you're a police officer, and that it would be really fucked up if you shot yourself in the head right in front of them. That's pretty high concept if you ask me.
It is. Oh yeah, that's totally your style. The lieutenant's brow is furrowed. He's listening as casually as he can.
It was a late Saturday night when we, the Union of Moribund Alcoholics, were getting our drink on. Nothing remarkable about this, we get our drink on 24/7. Makes everything warm and glowy. At one moment we hear the sound of a motor carriage revving up somewhere on the plaza, followed by a series of dings and bangs. Naturally, loud noises pique the interest of anybody owning a pair of ears. That's just the Anyway, there was a brief silence, a gasp of silence, if you will, followed by a real commotion. We heard the carriage careening towards the coast at top speed. Sounded like someone jumped the canal. We grabbed our brewskis and rushed to the jetty. Never underestimate the speed of an out. What we saw was a sight to behold. A beat-up police carriage containing you. Right there on the beach. The time hath come! So, naturally, being the curious cat I am, I asked what time. The time hath come for Tequila Sunset, the end of all things! Yeah, looms. Why not? Then you jammed the pedal and plowed right off the jetty and through.
Your hands cramp on the steering levers.
We ran towards the ice whilst you crawled your way out, miraculously unhurt, covered in seaweed and shit. When we finally got there, you were sitting on the beach crying. You said that your badge and uniform were in the car. It was too late to get...
In this way, you and your motor carriage have a lot.
Recognizing a brother in need, we offered our condolences and invited you to party with us, which you naturally agreed to.
What else was there to do? Thank you, brothers, for your helping hand.
We asked about the whole Tequila Sunset thing, and you told us it was your name now, and insisted that we all call you that from then on. Yeah, I agree. Hours. It was an all-night drink-a-thon. Then, at some point, I think it was Sunday morning, you got belligerent and wanted to talk about Revacholian women. How they're beautiful and also whores and so on. How one of them fucked you real bad. After a short while, you crossed the event horizon, looked sullen.
Wow, that's quite a...
Yeah, I bet Tequila's a fucking legend around the precinct.
If you only knew.
You were pretty vague about it, but you kept saying you got fucked real hard.
Please, don't open that door.
No one's fucked me. I do the fucking around here.
Abigail! It seemed pretty painful, to be honest with you. If I had to guess, I'd say you're still working through some shit. You said being a cop was real boring and that there was no reason to talk about it. You also kept pausing to knock the heel of your hand against your temple, saying, boring. Yeah, you said that it was okay that you crashed your carriage because the spectral hand of the market. This was before you started talking about how the pinkies were always trying to fuck you. Yeah, you said it was no biggie and that you'd solve it in no time. And that you didn't need anyone to do it. You're doing it...
A lot of cops go solo and hermit once they reach that level.
It's not meant as a joke. He's sorry for the hermit cop.
Beside your gun and your badge, you said something about your hope or heart or some... In retrospect, I guess you lost your motor carriage too? That's a big one. You told us that they were a bunch of fucking losers whose main interest was cramping your style.
It's more like you were cramping theirs.
No specifics, though. It was more about you that night. It's a hard thing for a man to confront his past. That's why I avoid mine at all costs. Whoop-de-doo. So now I'm a fucking storyteller. Right. Why not? Better than a beach bum. It depends, really. Are you willing to help me?
The gleam in his eyes and the slouch in his posture is you might get scammed here.
I don't want it, man. I need it. Can't tell stories. So, have you got anything for good old idiot Doom Spiral? A bottle for a story. Seems fair to me. Classy.
Hey, Spiral Boy, you gonna share that?
Булькает.
Shut up, guys.
Коматозник булькает.
Something
Легенда.
happened to me too. My actual name is George, but around here, you already know. I was once a reasonably high net worth individual, a founder / junior partner at a high concept creative services agency. When my story begins, I had just landed a major contract with an insurance. I used the profits from my agency to finance what I call a cultural incubator. I developed the paradigm, worked within the paradigm, but the burden of leadership weighed heavily on me. So I went jogging every so often to keep myself sane. It did. With my trusty Sansaric tracksuit, but now dreams are worn thin, much like my tracksuit. One day I left on my evening run. As you may know, it's impossible to clear your head when you're distracted by the sound of keys.
His eyes are your eyes.
So I removed the key ring and put the keys for the front gate and the apartment into different pockets to stop the jangling, you see? At least, that was the plan. I was halfway done with my usual lap when it started to rain. The reality situation became very wet, very quickly. I made my way back home and discovered that I didn't have the key to the front gate. I'd mixed it up with the key to the letterbox. Naturally, the situation required me to climb over the gate, which I did. There was no climbing down because I slipped and landed on my ass. Whatever. The point is, reality was looking rather grim just then. Me lying on my ass in a mud pit in the middle. So I made my way across the yard. Standing in front of my apartment door, fumbling with my pockets, I realized that I'd also forgotten my apartment key. I wish I were, Tequila. I wish I were. Instead of my apartment key, I'd taken the key to the office. I rang my neighbor's buzzers. It was late, and most of them didn't even answer. Those who did assumed I was trying to sell. People are naturally wary of ad men, you see. One moment someone chats you up, 5 minutes later you've bought a box of edible lingerie and a strap-on. I don't begrudge them, especially since I was known to be one of the best.
Heavy is the head that wears the crown.
Just then, I experienced a moment of clarity. I still had the key to my office. I could wait out the storm there. But when I reached my office, I remembered that I'd asked one of my producers to change the locks that day. And since I hired only the best... Anyway, long story short, life spiraled out of control. I haven't gotten into my apartment for years, and my girlfriend left me because she didn't want to... So, now you've heard my tragic tale. What do you think? Like nothing you've ever heard, huh? The hobo lifestyle definitely has some purpose.
Hobo
Not having
lifestyle.
to pay rent first and foremost. Not being responsible for 20 other people is nice too.
Бродяжническая жизнь.
But that charm wears off pretty quickly. Before you know it, you're wearing a shit-stained tracksuit and spending your days picking tear. Good fucking question, Tequila. If I knew the answer, you think I'd be hanging out on a beach? And I used to own my reality situation. My business buddies and I... Now I can't hang on to anything. Just last week I stole...
You of all people should empathize with this. Perhaps this lost jacket is something you could help with?
My agency. Yeah. The Boom Boom Room. Our concept was combining high art with the lowest forms of marketing. I convinced my partners to reinvest some of our profits in an even more high concept cultural incubator called Thin Air. The artists were happy, the clients were happy. I was financing a group of poets in East Revachol who were developing a new universal poetic language.
Sounds intriguing. What say you? If it sounds like it makes no sense, that's because it doesn't.
I know! It was fucking awesome! Too bad I went on a jog, unleashing a cascade of doom that washed it all. What? You've never seen 100% Lycra before?
You really shouldn't touch it.
pretty nice, huh? This might be one of the last of its kind. Should probably...
Good God. It's nearly impossible to describe how dirty this texture is. It's like rubbing two jellyfish skins together. You feel about 15% less human for having touched it. Randomized trials have also found Lycra, TM, to be associated with a number of exotic, highly malignant and then there's the smell. But you don't even want to think about that.
Wow, you're lucky. He never lets me feel it.
That's because your paws are fucking filthy, Rosie. We're right next to the bay. You could wash them anytime. Tequila, it's a verifiable tragedy. It was practically brand new. Sure, it didn't really go with my Lycra threat. Say, you're a detective, right? Maybe you can help old Doom Spiral out. Solve the case of the missing jacket. What do you say, Tequila? Holy shit! Tequila, how did you... Never mind, I don't care. Just let me see the jacket. What's that supposed to mean? Let me see. What? This isn't my jacket. My jacket was beautiful. This is fucking filthy. What am I supposed to do with this? I'm not taking a disgusting pile of hobo rags. I may be in an irrecoverably decaying orbit, but I've still got standards. Either bring it back the way it was before, or find a dumpster to burn it in.
You know, despite the guano, it looks like the jacket itself is stain resistant. It may just need a good scrubbing.
What's in a...
Hey, Spiral Boy, you gonna share that? Oh, God.
Shut up, guys. I'm telling a story here. I was once a reasonably high net worth individual. A founder/junior partner. So you don't... I do. But as you can see, my fuel tank is running quite low. If you catch my drift. No. Contrary to popular belief, I enjoy being alive. Cottonmouth is keeping my tongue imprisoned.
Call the Mama Takwa.
Так.
It's not only your eardrums that register sound anymore. Your very skin has become an organ of hearing. Looking for a whisper, light and low. A god who's very, very silent. Nothing escapes you. A cockroach in the other room. A candy wrapper falling on dry grass. A drunk falling from a chair in a bar 20 meters away. In fact, you haven't heard the call du Mama Dakwa, but you have.
Слушаем. Постирать грязную куртку. Ты нам не постираешь куртку?
Our tenant, the policeman. I hope the waves don't keep you up. I can wash it for you. But it's going to take about a half an hour.
Hell yeah. No, we must run around ceaselessly.
I could use a breather.
Well, hand it over then, and I'll see what I can. Must say, I'm proud of this one. It's pretty nice underneath all that.
Look at this. Full set, наверное. Рубашка. Такой рубашки, наверное, нет у меня. Наверное, ее не существует. Очки там еще какие-то. Мы ему можем куртку и не отдавать, в принципе. Наверное.
Tequila sunset. My jacket?
A look of consternation crosses the man's face.
What the fuck are you talking about, Tequila? Rosemary, what the fuck is Tequila talking about?
Oi, that's the jacket you stole 2 weeks ago. From the kid who was making it with his gal on the beach.
That's disgusting. I've never done anything like that in my life. You're both delusional.
It becomes abundantly clear to you how this man managed to lose his keys. I'm calling it. It's neurological.
That shit is so medium concept, I wouldn't touch it with a stick. But yeah, okay. I'm sure it looks great on you.
It's an okay jacket, if you are into that look. Okay, let's step aside for a second. I've been meaning to have a little chat with you. Well, all that farm gear makes you look like a bicycle courier. All you're missing is a coat. Who knows? Perhaps something miraculous? You know the expression, the clothes make the man? The right outfit in the right situation can make all the difference in the world. Let's not get ahead of ourselves, detective.
A warm smile.
Anyway, we should probably get back to the... Yes? What about me? What do you mean? I have no idea.
The lieutenants conceptualized. The lieutenant is a police officer of the old school, but this isn't an old school case.
I can't say that it does, no.
The lieutenant produces his small blue notebook. That's where his comfort. We all have our different. You're super lucid, yet psychedelic.
No.
No.
The lieutenant nods.
Good.
Значит, майку. Какую нахрен майку? Белая майка есть. Безумная майка в сеточку. У меня вон динамичная ветровка, как у того чела, тоже есть. Что, это не та майка?
Yes.
Наверное, нет.
The scruffy-haired little boy. The scruffy-haired little boy kicks a stone.
Так, ладно, короче. Погнали по мейн-квестам.
The once bright mural towers above you, saying even though you're sure you succeeded, all is quiet. There is no cold hand brushing against your forehead, no rustle in the reeds. The wind has died down. The ruin in front of you is silent as a tomb.
How do we? I was really hoping she'd be in the village. Okay. She's probably north of the village, and this place is a peninsula. We already scanned most of the outdoor areas on our wild cryptid hunt, so we have an understanding of the geography. And then there's the church. We've already searched that and can rule it out. I know it doesn't feel like progress, but exclusion is a step too. Anyway, we do it the old-fashioned way, sector by sector. Go over the whole peninsula, ask the locals, enter the places where we can enter first, like we did in the village. Then, if we're desperate, we can look where we can't enter. Bunkers, storm drainage, this place. I'm sure it won't come to that.
В который мы зайти не можем, это интересно.
Walk the coast, the old boardwalk, the reeds. You can always come back here and talk to the wind again. Look where it already an adventure awaits. An adventure on the windswept urban coast. Buckle up and raise your collar. This search is no. Suddenly, there's a sigh, carried on the molecules around you, moving, flowing from high pressure to low pressure, like that of a woman emptying her lungs. In through the collapsed roof, flowing down a concrete staircase to the basement, sweeping away footprints in the dust on the stairs. And then the beach below.
She's down there.
Сейчас заброшу свою дверь, поведу на лестнице вниз в подвал, сметая отпечатки ног на пляже пирсом.
Okay, why? So, how do we get in there? The doors were on the collapsed side of this building. They're gone, basically.
Finally, my time to shine.
Perhaps you can climb them. We are not climbing anything. I'm 43 years old, and I plan to live to see 70.
There has to be a way to use brute force. Climbing sounds unsafe. Brute force is safe. Look around and find something to break if the...
Что? Заберитесь по лестнице на крышу или найдите другой способ попасть в здание Фельд. Вот это да. Тут мы ничего не сможем сделать.
Hello again. Alternative? I don't even have a mainstream way in, I'm afraid, although there's a sewage pipe there. Maybe that does something? Sorry, I can't help more.
Pipes can be broken with force.
How to climb that ladder, you say? I do know that Lomantangs used sticks to climb battlements. There's even a special technique for that. No, I'm just speculating theoretically here. Of course, there's also the method ancient Ilmarans used to get into the huts of their enemies. From an evolutionary point of view, you could see this building as a logical conclusion to the more traditional hut. In this case, I suggest looking into the Zeolite Invisibles class. The word refers to their remarkable ability to traverse any environment in the most efficient way possible. There's this excellent investigative piece of journalism by... Yes, I have. There was this one time where I...
Oh no, you've made el bigo mistako. He's going, mark my words. All of this somehow ties into the history of Occidental financial markets.
Hello again.
Труба, дыс.
An old pipe peeks out from beneath the rotten boards. A building like this must have your eyes slowly begin to adjust. The lieutenant looks over your shoulder.
Given that this isn't a martial arts thriller, it's highly unlikely. And however, the pipe suggests there may be an entrance to the basement around. And it's right here, a maintenance door.
Oh yeah, big boy time. This needs you to put your back into it. An ordinary drainage pipe. As your eyes adjust, you see some trash. And nothing. Broken, the metal doors are heavy, and the flaking rust hurts your palms. But together,
good work.
Ни хрен себе. Ну, достанем фонарик. Фонарик и пистолет, нах. Нет, только... Только вот так и вот так.
A mustachioed and mutton-chopped man, amateurishly depicted, gazes at you with sad eyes. The plaque reads, K. Mazov. There is a spider web in the lower left corner of the portrait. Years' worth of dust is shaken off. The full head of hair. Someone crouches, heels digging into wet sand. Hands sweep across the sand, grains sticking to the frayed skin of the fingertips. An old man sits on a slab of concrete and taps his fingers against the glass of a scope. You shudder. The man in the portrait looks back at you, silently.
Well, my amnesiac friend, Mazov is the father of scientific communism. His theories about economic history greatly influenced, some would even say sparked, the anti-centennial revolution. Looks like some radical, or radicals, were hiding out here, but left a long time ago. We have found a lot of those lately. I guess what most people think of as history tends to linger in random neighborhoods. Martinez being what it is, no one has gone through the trouble of cleaning.
Good hiding place for someone who's up to no good.
Millions of depictions of Mazov have been produced. They're not all connected. Besides, that looked like some student. I won't stand in your way, but only after we're through with this case. You mean like Ruby? No, I think we've stumbled on a piece of history.
Could this have been the killer's hideout? And this narrow window, the point of origin of the shot that killed the mercenary? Outside the window, the day is clear, and as mild as can be.
It's a great place to hide, and Masovianism and murder are certainly not mutually exclusive. But there hasn't been anyone here in ages. Indeed, no one could get a clear view. Well, at least we've been thorough. I like thorough.
Еще на остров нам надо.
The lieutenant's voice betrays a slight disappointment, which he glosses over by reasserting control.
In fact, I think we're done with this bunker. After you, officer.
Не, лучше ему эту смирительную рубашку одену обратно.
This hat is so soft, so warm. It wraps around your head. And Kraz Mazov would have worn this Yushenka. Mazov knew where to cook those thoughts. That's why it bears a Mazovian logo. Glory to the revolution, comrade. Whether you like it or not.
Legendary. Следы какие-то. Он его сейчас сам найдет. Кто гул хуярит?
There it is again, like a swarm of hornets buzzing under your scalp.
No, what do you mean? I don't feel it, but we should still be careful. There were footprints back there, and I'm pretty sure they were fresh. Looks like our suspect. If she's in here, we need to plan our next step carefully. Once we detain a credible suspect, who knows what the Union and the Wild Pines will do? We'll set in motion events.
You will upset the balance of power in Martinez. The deadlock between the company, and keep calm. Go over the whole situation in detail.
Yes, there won't be time for that once things go down. Matter of fact, I don't think there's time for it now, but...
If you must.
I leave that to your judgment. You already know what I think about cross-pollinating information like this.
He just can't be sure. Maybe it will yield something useful.
Well, we are not responsible for what we can't predict, are we?
If you can't predict it, there's nothing you could have...
I think I see a cavern. Maybe more cellars? I think we've been careful enough. We still have the element of surprise.
I wouldn't be so sure. You haven't exactly been sneaking.
Or maybe not. Either way, once we go deeper, there will be no turning back.
Wait, нам предлагают развернуться, что ли, и поговорить. с профсоюзом. Бля. Ладно, давайте уйдем отсюда. Давайте уйдем, я хочу сделать побочки. Я буду бегать и махать пистолетом. Я им помахаю. Ой. Ни хрен себе. Ну что, тут ничего нету, что ли?
Yes.
Криптозоолог, да, блин, мы эту хрень-то не нашли.
A few locusts trudge along the wall, poor thing.
Ни хера нету.
The trap is filled with poor thing.
Unlucky. А, я знаешь, что хотел? Я хотел сходить в будку этого чувака, где дед дежурил. Но сначала еще, наверное, до церкви дойдем. Хлопанем там потихой.
Yes, what is it? Okay, but think you can ask him to turn the volume down a bit? Just in case.
Maximum! Maximum is the
I know it is, but could you please turn it down just...
Pump it to the brick! Pump it to the hard master!
Glue style? Okay, there literally is no other way. The mixing desk is glued to metal.
See? He pumps it to the hard master. It's hopeless. Because I'm afraid that something might happen. It's an unknown phenomenon. We can always turn it back up if there's a need.
Can't turn down to hardcore!
Of course it is.
Yeah! Permanent enlightenment!
Never mind then. Let's get on with our project. I'm going to unmute the speakers on a count of 5. Everyone ready?
Egghead pumps his hand up in the air.
Born ready. Ready.
I'm ready if you two are detectives.
The lieutenant nods stoically. Suddenly, your palms are sweaty. The church seems cold and large. There's tightness in your chest. Anxiety.
What?
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. You disengaged.
No wind outside, no waves, no floorboards. The woman looks around. In the silence, you see dust move on the floor. In the silence, a low hum starts creeping up your spine. It's a song inside you, not in the speakers, not in the room. A great bass sigh in the basement of your mind. It's out there now, in the world. It will devour every floorboards, the glass.
Guys, what's going on? It's getting louder.
In the basins, the water looks like it's boiling.
Hosiana! Mother of Mega!
In his mind, a tidal wave approaching from afar, swallowing into. He's peaking, the worst high he's ever been on.
The beauty and the beat! The future of dance!
No, Egg! It's the window!
In the corner of your eye, the lieutenant steps aside, cautiously.
The window is going to come down. No, the roof!
Cracks appear on the stained glass window. Cracks run up the wooden pillars in the dark.
Come down to us! Love!
Below it, all the bass grows, like the jaws of a giant compressor, nor it's shaking the building's foundation.
That's it. I'm muting it. Shit! It doesn't stop. A seal? Have you?
Yes, I've turned it off. Andre, pull the compressor! The place is gonna come down!
Fuck! I can't shut it up. The signal's passed. It's not in here.
In the mixing desk now, building into a positive feedback loop. This is it. A great roar. The vault of the roof twists above you. Glass shatters somewhere near the door. It's coming down. But then it stops. Totally and utterly. As if there never was a sound. Only your ears still ring from the shock. Everybody is still.
Egg.
I pulled the plug. It was getting too hardcore. You did good, Egg. Most of the place seems to be intact. Fucking hell. Programmer lady, tell me you were recording that.
4 years. 22 people. Millions of reals. All that time? This is what we were up.
Yeah, but did you record it though? It was dope. I think we can use it.
Yes, Andre. I recorded it. Damn, I need to thank you all for doing this. Eggman, you too. And you, officer. I don't know what we've discovered, but I know what it sounds like now. That's...
It was very hard not to. I think you're right. There is something going on here. And you need to be very careful with it.
I promise, officer. We will not play it again. It was mathematical information from the anomaly, presented as a wave. I have no idea.
A voice seems muffled in the silent church. It's your ears adjusting after the...
Yes, our lead designer. And maybe some of the producers too. And some of the writers. If they're sober enough to open a...
That it wasn't her fault. Or theirs.
They need to hear about this. Don't worry, I won't send the recording. Although I doubt they have the speakers to produce the frequency anyway. Stay here! I'm going to stay here with these lunatics. Send letters, maybe meet Suliswolf. Also devise further measurements.
I want you to know that's totally...
I don't care, but thank you anyway.
That's the best she can manage for Andre. It's quite a lot in truth, for her at least.
Now, I have a theory to come up with. Some kind of preliminary explanation to all this. Or the letter will sound like I've lost my mind.
Yes, and we have to get back to stabilizing Martinez. Instead of demolishing it.
Some tiny hard thing lets go in your stomach. You're still alive. You have an explanation for all this. Somewhere deep in you, you know. The person you were knows.
Yes, what is it?
The mother of humanism. Why? That does seem to be a problem. Maybe you meant something else? I don't know. What are we thinking? Only a string. The mother of
Окей, на логику что-то. Давай оденемся на логику. Сформируем эту тему. На логику вообще можно одеться, наверное, да? Чуть-чуть. Чуть-чуть апнем логику. Шапка на логику. О, у меня есть еще круче шапка на логику.
Yes, what is it?
Look at this.
You don't have to.
Easy.
You already have. A long time ago.
What? But Pale isn't here. We're thousands of kilometers from the edge.
That comforts her.
Then what?
It's nothing. No, it's less than nothing. No.
Это меньше, чем ничто. Конечное состояние покоя реальности. Представьте, что всего этого никогда не было.
Then the Pale is... But the gradient, it clearly hasn't started yet. We're here and the Pale is not. I understand. A theory of the Pale where instead of an outer ocean, it metastasizes. Like a cancer. According to this, how long... And information, causing data losses in the East Insulindian front. Have you considered why it's formed in a church?
An intellectual hunger fills her now.
I also have a question, since we are piling them on. How do you know this? I'm not doubting you. I'm simply curious as to how a detective of the art
knows how to think this.
Of course! A pine wood sarcophagus, or a containment facility of some kind, built by the first settlers. Yes, but still, I have considered the same. And the bad news is, there were 7 such pinewood churches. Most of them were burnt down during the revolution, or repurposed before, during the suzerain. I'm not saying all of them have one in them, but...
Some of them might. A black grain hanging in the air.
You think the presence of that puncture has somehow influenced the outcome?
She already made up her mind when she heard it. Some kind of great and uncaring force had to play a part. It wasn't only them.
producers, we need to go and move to a normal office building with amenities. But no, the artists like the milieu, the writers like the history. I told them. You mean Place Sans and the Dice Maker? There was almost no one left when we packed up. Then go tell them.
She falls silent.
I'm going to leave that out. But the rest? Some of this I can use to start to explain this to the rest of the team. Maybe I'll sound mad.
Man, you will...
One more thing. Maybe a club for anodic music isn't the worst thing you can erect around this particular point in space. I wouldn't go so far as...
Yeah! Once the light is on in the universe!
Thank you, AK.
Орка в комнатах. В своих снах что-то обосновался, кто-то бродит по ним и что-то ищет, убирается, наводит порядок, убирает кладовку. Худшие кошмары пока что опустили голову. После темноты на двери спальни теперь пятно света, дрожь ощущения век на весеннем солнце, мысли, которые раздражались, чтобы исчезнуть снова. И все же ты видишь, как появляется система. Ну так если нам с этой говорить, пройдем или нет? Хоть что-то. Это херня полная. И мне, наверное, фонарик пока не нужен. Как пистолет. Но это что за камень? Ни хрен себе. А, этот челикс не попался.
Just dead and poor.
О, с острова сейчас мы рассмотрим. А, нет, мы тут были уже. Просто дверь. В столбиках что-то спрятано. Нифига. Пошел лут. А так они не подсвечиваются. Так, я хочу посмотреть будку этого чувака. Я не могу, кстати, вот эту хрень рассмотреть, что там за мысль. Я туда не могу просто подойти. Мы сейчас сходим в будку этого Рене. Или как его там звали.
Not an umbrella, I hope. I don't need one myself, you see.
All around you, rain keeps falling down. On the wooden boards she's standing on, and on the water around you.
Sadly, I need this one myself. What I can do for you is answer some questions. Nothing like talking to pass a rainy day. I fear I've told you. Is there anything else I can help you with?
She's not even asking you anything. It's so easy to just say. Is what you're about to say when a cold streak runs through your heart. Once said, there is no going back, Harry.
A takeover? Taking it.
Green livery, changing into red, blocked by like a cancer of the blood, metastasizing.
Then we're talking about a war. Everett needs to let me into the harbor at once. We need to talk about this. An insane goal. Cornell has 1,000 men on their payroll. The next batch will be a platoon of...
I've seen the Union's forces. They are better organized than these mercenaries. They also have the support of the people of Revachol West. It will take more than Cornell to wipe them out. Wild Pines will need to send more and better equipped men. Make no mistake, man. I am sure you have the money. The question is, how many years and how many lives are you willing to...
What do you suggest I do?
Maybe so, Detective. But that doesn't mean we are not obliged to try and stop it.
He's right. There will be slow, simmering, hideous civil war. The beginnings of a failed state. What will I do? Did I ever tell you how they discovered this Isola? During our reality lowdown? It may be the only break we've ever caught as a species. the last one for the nations who colonized this Isla called theirs Muindi, the world. It was all they knew, all they thought would be. That there would be something more was a gamble, akin to another world. The Pale was thought to be impregnable, perpetual. Irene la Navigateur, the Queen of Suren, sent 8 expeditions, one after the other, into the mass at the edge of the world. 5 of the crews did not return.
Each of those expeditions would have been led by an admiral. Sounds like a purge. Like she was purging her political rivals.
There was no precedent for such an undertaking. People thought she was punishing the admirals, or until after years of trial and error, and the development of a strict psychological regime imitating the
Called Volta Doma, or Return from the Sea.
The 8th expedition returned sane and intact. They told of a new continent of matter. They told the Queen and her counselor, Dolores Day, that the Pale had begun to condense, day after day, hour after, slowly raining down until...
The air is cold and scented with pet. There are rain circles on water all around. Humidity crawls up your back like a piano tree. So does the lieutenant. His mouth is slightly open. The droplets feel warm, like spring.
The phenomenon has never again been encountered. For a time, the crew thought they were experiencing...
Это что-то новое или это не прокликанное
The mighty
старое?
hand proclaimed, Lancialind, Lancialind, the signal to wake up. But they could not. They were sane and conscious, as islands began to appear on the horizon. There are 78,000 uninhabited islands in the Insulindian archipelago, officer. The freckled face of God.
You've thought it a million times.
A total shift in human comprehension of reality. On the second day, a great skua was shot down. 4 years later, the Queen's Counselor was proclaimed Her Innocence Dolores Day, the elected world spirit. The age of humanism, internationalism, and parliamentary rule followed. We were high. On Caillou, the Pebble, the largest of the fertile, uninhabited islands of the northeast Insulindian archipelago. I will surrender Terminal B to the Union.
She puts her hand in the rain. She's...
We will see.
Ma'am, this may well unravel property law this side of the river. If that occurs, we may never see the end of this kind of confrontation. The next time there will be 2 strikes, then 4, then 100.
What happens will happen. The age of capital has only begun. I will talk to my employers in person. We will amputate and cauterize Martinez, if you handle the situation on the ground.
There are no employers. She's a member of the board. Probably.
You are the citizens' militia. There are no superiors.
That's right, Detective. And next time, you should confer with them before you go setting events in...
Despite his words, he's not really sure whether to be annoyed with you or not. Events are already in motion. Whether your actions accelerated or momentarily retarded their progress, even the lieutenant cannot really say.
I have not deceived you. I showed you who I was. Rejoice Layton. Yes, Mr. Clare has a 2-month head start. I can't let it grow any bigger. And I've exhausted all my options from here. Keep the peace, and I will keep my end of the bargain.
How far along is Cronell's investigation?
A confrontation is imminent. They have followed in your footsteps. As your investigation reaches a climax, so does theirs. They are your shadow. Arm yourself. Protect their targets. Violence may be unavoidable, but we can limit the casualties soon. I do not know precisely. They have cut off all communication. One last thing, Lieutenant Dubois. I've given the matter much thought and come to this conclusion. I know, because I too am insane. I just hide my illness better. And I'm rich. No, Detective. No one's as insane as you.
Don't worry, madame. I am very sane.
The same strict psychological regimen the 8th Admiral developed when he crossed the Pale and discovered this Isola.
You could use a little of it yourself.
I'm overexposed, baby. My travels take me through the Pale dozens of times a year. I've got the longing, and I've got it bad.
She would die to return to it. The Pale, another woman gone.
Watch out for yourselves. They will strike soon.
The lieutenant watches her boat grow smaller on the bay. It's with worry in his eyes. He does not know if it was the right thing to do, but he doesn't say anything. You wonder what Everard has. Slowly, the sails turn grey-blue as more oxygen. Tremble. The time is now. Taola. No, you cannot leave. The countdown has not yet reached 0. Ulogu Theodos, Xeno Zausin, Ipoli Osithian, Pondes Fronisin. Monday morning, the moment you arrived in this reality, are the first crack in the sheer face of God. From you it will spread. Yes, you spoke the words of the Palindropos and the houses of Pericarnassus. Items, people, even words will tumble. All will lose its meaning in the coming years. That is why you marked yourself. The face of the woman fractures. There will be herd killing. We all become vapor.
Тут еще 10 000 мыслей. Кучу всего мы забыли. У нас вроде все неплохое так-то. Часов 5 часов. Что же качнуть?
Aye, the sea's gonna calm down soon, I can feel it.
Бля, на фигурки я взять не могу. Ключи, какие-то патроны. А, вот, количество патронов 2. И ключи у меня есть разные. Два патрона. Мне нужен бесконечный магазин. Ничего мне Еврар не хочет сказать случайно. Стоп. Чего они у меня подсвечиваются?
The tracks are as they have ever been, a bit more worn perhaps. Fortunately, the street sweeper still hasn't noticed their presence.
No wonder the cafeteria manager seemed frustrated when he was giving us directions to the yard. Well, you did provide us with a very convenient access point to the crime scene.
The tracks are as they have ever been, a bit more worn perhaps. Fortunately, the street...
Так вот. Yes, I am.
Descent has only worsened since I last saw you. You have really let yourself go. There is nothing funky about the tips. The F are a museum of fail. It would be cruel. I cannot possibly imagine what else we have to discuss, Tiber. Your love for discom.
Бля, ну и хуйня. Я хочу этот ящик подлутать. Надо было его вырубить.
The payphone hangs mutely on the wall. Numerous empty wine bottles glisten in the rain. Someone partied really hard here. Well, they went through 6 bottles of potent Pilsner, 3 bottles of This is the night watchman's booth. The name on the door reads, René Arnaud. René left his uniform. Take it. It's just there. Who cares? Generally speaking, it would be dishonorable to take it. But then, it looks like a military uniform, and wearing that is very honorable.
I suppose René is not going to be needing it anymore. It's a bit too colorful for my taste, though. Fantastic. Try not to wear it with other similarly colorful clothes, okay?
Окей, там больше ничего нету. Фига. Медали его еще повесим.
Wow, this jacket makes you feel strong, as if your blood is mixing with that of the venerable Philippian loyalists of old. Apologies, you're right. The need for a strong central government. It's time to clean up the streets and restore the city to its former glory.
Yes?
Мундир. Что он дает? Что она на скорость реакции? Я знал, что надо сюда зайти. Я был уверен, что это все не просто так. Я, кстати, забыл, у меня теперь боевой дух упал жестко. Я какую-то норм-мысль, что ли, забыл? Или прокачался как придурок? Или, может быть... Ну тут оно логику что-то дает. Туда-сюда. Хрен его знает.
Hello again, esteemed officer, and welcome to What do you mean, actual source? I thought this issue was resolved. Leave? Officer, I must insist that you tell me what you've... what?
Ma'am, what he's saying is true. We found an anthroponetic anomaly in the small pinewood church down the coast.
But that's not in any of the ancient texts.
She's too afraid to even tell her the truth. It's out of her hands.
Close the shop. But it's all I have. Thank you for your help in any case. You're welcome.
А книжки не стали бесплатными случайно?
A small mountain.
Unlucky. Unfortunate.
It's dark. And the flashlight works a lot better if you hold it in your hand, right?
Some areas...
Как мне бахнуть? Я забыл, как бахнуть.
There it is. A brave little... You picked the best one. This soldier is fat and succulent. What are you waiting for? Light up. Re-become yourself. Get a load. The lighter's dark green disposable plastic. Safety's off. Thick, warm smoke gets sucked down into your lungs. Immediately, you feel a warm nostalgia fill your head, body, and soul. A nostalgia for your...
In the bottom right corner.
Now that you've acquired some stimulants, it's time for a little pick-me-up. Time to detect. See? That's your problem. You raise the bottle, close a nostril, and inhale furiously. The rush is almost immediate. It tastes bitter and caustic and stings a bit inside your nose. Now the taste is slowly receding into your throat. The rush... you could work with this high. Like, literally work. Solve the case. File some papers. Whoa, this shit is time for a little truth. Tell the lieutenant you did some. Clear the air. To this. You kidding? There are massive spring. Everything is clear around you. You're ready to...
In the bottom right corner.
Да, все, good nice. Можно с бутылками не ходить. Так, вот this very good. This good nice. Эти очки good. Пойдет, короче.
Oh, it's you again. Are you mean the curse that I'm spared of because I live outside its immediate reach? I'm listening. Excuse me? A 2mm hole in reality? This can't be true.
I'm afraid it is, ma'am. Sona Lukanen killed the
Sona is involved in this? So it's even worse than I thought. It's not just...
She looks outside the window where daylight has filled the yard.
A curse is something superstitious, but a 2mm hole in reality? In any case, thank you for stopping by. It's good to have an answer.
Good. Траекторию выстрела с острова. Что это такое может быть? Какой еще нахрен остров? Что они имеют в виду? О, у меня опять прибавилось куча всего. А, потому что я под спидами, походу. Моторика, психика, интеллект. Хрен его знает. Может и нет. Может это релиз из-за того, что я нарядился. Там что-то есть.
The sight of bullet holes stirs something in you, making you forget the lieutenant's surname.
Where? There? Those are old. Yes, the one that happened half a century ago. Those bullets, not much. I don't have a fresh perspective.
Не пойму я нифига, какой это остров, чё несет, что несет, про что несет. Так, а там этой нету, да? Она куда-то уплыла, хрен пойми куда. Yes. Или она не тут была, где-то в другом месте припаркована, что ли? Пришвартована.
This coin operates. Why place it? Your money disappears into the curtains. The lens, its leaves ripped from it by the winter wind. The little brave birch tree seems to wave back.
Oh, sorry, officer.
Look at this.
Oh, sorry, officer. It isn't right. Honey wanted to be buried in his uniform, but I guess...
The lieutenant gives you a long, slow shake.
Кайфоломное ебашит. ЕСАМ, ёпт, 6:30. Ну мне похуй, ёпт, я викитсик. О, смотри, там что-то сломалось. Что это? Так. Калибристика, дыс и дыс, наверное. Я уже не помню, как я был одет. Лови не сон, лови пока бодрость. Ну, сейчас я, наверное, свое классическое время выработаю. 40 минут еще погамаем. Да мне неохота спать нихуя. Я что-то сижу тут, кайфую. Короче, я дошел до этого момента в подвале. И мне сказали, типа, чувак, да проходи по бочке, иначе пизда будет. Да, утренность я поймал. Он уже расцветает с кайфом. А мне нравится, да. Нравится. Сейчас бы прям подключить бы какой-нибудь это... Alabama 3, Woke Up This Morning, что-нибудь такое. С кайфом бы.
The hawthorn tree on Rue de Songes Lane, just like promised. You've stood here for what seems like eons, guzzling the sickly fumes with slow and deliberate motions, pulling, bending, and it curls up into a mess inside your pockets.
Нифига себе. Опа, я нашел музыку. Вау. Я нашел это. Сейчас смотри, я тебе покажу, что. Смотри, смотри, сколько у меня заданий осталось. И смотри, сколько сделано. Кайфолом захуярил игру просто. Посмотри на это. 100% прохождение.
You could also get it fixed at a pawn shop across the... You know, since tape spinning isn't really our day job.
Good idea. He might have the tools. Patting the... You tree hugging the gnarled hawthorn tree.
Окей. Гуд совет. Го починим. Респект на Реза также проходил скиппинг, I'm sorry. Да, все изучение. О, смотри, что-то желтое новое.
Very large red t-shirt with an impressive print. Oh yeah, the print depicts a muscled man striding toward you. A giant...
It's the man from Hend
walking away from his burning...
Their matter-of-fact tone belies their surprise at the fact that you didn't recognize. Lie, sire, for no reason.
That's very sad, man. Then you missed out on some pretty well The man from Yelmdale is the hero of a series of popular books based on a fictional version of Kotler. In fact, most people don't think that
Столя не уверен, что на самом деле человек из Хельмдаля существовал.
Helmdale isn't a real place.
Neither is the man a real man, of course. But both the man and Helmdale are an ontological...
Wow. What?
I mean, even if the man from Helmdale didn't exist before the adventure novel...
Okay.
You sound skeptical. It's not that complicated. Besides, I've been to Kotler, though not quite as far north as the Helmdale, and watched northern lights travel across the sky. Very unique, energetic tides there.
His theory isn't exactly incoherent, but its logic does suggest very, very unique energies. Stop talking about this.
$2 real.
That's dirt cheap.
But why? I suppose that makes sense, yes.
Так, новая подлутанная. А, это магнитная пленка, блядь. А где моя новая одежда? А, книжка, наверное. Что, блядь? Ее не существует, как и этого человека из Хельмдаля.
If you don't mind, please put the flashlight away.
Photonic sensitivity is not generally acknowledged by the medical establishment.
Ой. I'm sorry, man. 510.
Hello, hello. You mean Reese Pooley? Yeah, I do, but... But I'm not some Mr. Fix-It. I'm a pawnbroker. If you want to pawn the tape, sure...
Just explain why you need this so much. He's bound to understand.
Huh? What do you mean? Yes, what about it? Is it any good? The music, I mean. Man, you're really invested in this. Okay, I'll help you out. It's going to take a moment.
You take some time to look around the store. The play of visuals all around the pawn shop is mesmerizing. Suddenly, Roy turns back to you with a reel of tape in his hand and coughs.
Yeah, my pleasure. I do what I can for true passion.
Респект. Сейчас пойдем хардкор устраивать. Что у нас еще осталось? Долорес, фигурки. Откуда определить выстрелы? Кто звонил в участок? Хрен его знает я хрен его знает, блять. Рили. Так, пройдемся. Прочекаем ловушку эту. Мазгриш. Мазгриш. Гриш, Мазгриш. Так, в церковь идем. Yes. О, что это? Пиксель хантинг. Букварь. Надо почитать. Почитать букварь.
You hold in your hand the colorful primer. The title reads, a primer for small kids. Every page has one word designating one letter of the alphabet with a faded illustration. A is for azimuth. B is for Boreas. C is for H is for homeboy. Q is for quasar. R is for... That's it. You know the alphabet. This book will show you the score. With those basic concepts you appear to be hazy on. The anthropomorphic bear will give you the alphabet.
Good. I also know the alphabet.
Блять. Шизы. Я украл книжку.
Hello, mister. Bye.
Is that the phasmid? It looks like the phasmid, leaning against the wall. It's not the phasmid. It's not even organic. It's a fire iron. How disappointing, right? You'll have better luck next time, though. The phasmid...
Unlucky. Unfortunate. Стоп, wait. Я же не посмотрел на стену на самом деле. Где? Ладно, походу it's true. Unlucky.
into Deck B.
A hand on his ear. He listens to the audio.
Wow! Did you get this from Arno himself?
A great excitement is bubbling to the surface within him. This is big.
Listen, I'm just going to show...
Добро пошло.
What is this? It's good. How did you guys do that?
Yes, but what if Van Eyck based his remix on some forgotten local melody, like a folk song, and you just found the original piece that inspired him to create this jam? That would explain why it...
Nah, to me it sounds like classic Van Eyck. I don't think he needs any inspiration from folk songs. Maybe he lives in Martinez and just threw away part of his song because he...
I think it's just happenstance. Chaos in action. Contingencies of our limited existence. That and...
Noid's right. Egghead's technical No. This is definitely part of the same song. Something cut from it. It's something mysterious is going on here.
Be how it may, if it fits, it fits. Bring up the volume. What about the bass? Do you have any ideas for that?
Yeah, I remember.
I think you might know the answer.
But how?
What about that compressor Andre was setting up to achieve some...
Don't be too hard on yourself if you don't figure it out. I think the jams... But it could be hyper hardcore!
Техника. Не, 17% не прокнет, надо одеваться как прошаренный. Как техник. Птички зачирикали. А, нет, тут техника 2. Птички заструячили. Проснулись. Да, фан. У меня нету ничего на технику. А, ну тут типа технику дадут мне одну штучку. Меня, блядь.
Sidechain the beat. Listen, you can use the compressor to select between which track it's compressing. Either the auxiliary signal. The compressor controls the gain based on the level of the signal on the aux sidechain input. It will allow maintaining a loud sound without peaks that fill up all the headspace.
Sidechaining it, you said?
Then he puts on his headphones and his eyes go wide. Wider than they've ever gone on drugs. He starts jumping up and down with bliss. In total silence.
Hey, what did you do to Egghead, Cop Man? Did you break him?
Are you ready?
Noid straightens his back.
I was born ready, Egg.
Поехали.
speed freak dances on the stage.
This is beauty! This is life!
What in the world is going on? The way melody and bass flow together.
Your body is taking a beating from the low frequencies crashing over you. It's making you feel alive again.
Introducing the ultimate sound!
God damn it! This dance club idea might just work out.
DeLorean Church! The place to be! Pump it! Pump it!
This is it. This is a new era. You will be the innocence of hard.
Yeah! Too hardcore, in fact! I couldn't control it. At all. It sucks up all the air in the mix until it's the only thing left.
Inside your chest, the heart beats still with the after effects of the sound. Imagine.
Oh! I don't know. Maybe someone can do something with this. I imagine this is the sounds that the future could make. Yeah!
The mother of humanism stands above you, a precious and complex.
Хардкор. Траектория выстрела с острова. С какого острова? Ё-моё, блин. Остров. Остров. Мазагриша. Это, наверное, потом откроется. Это тоже я хер его знает. Потом, наверное, откроется. Элемент брони, наверное, тоже потом. Я уже не знаю, что тут делать. Фигурки, Руби. Это, наверное, все. Руби это main quest. Долорес фигурки, но это типа так, это хуйня. Какой-то профсоюз, задание профсоюза. Откуда был сделан выстрел? Хуй поймешь. Это надо на остров куда-то идти, нам плыть, блядь. Элемент брони вполне вероятно. Там еще будет броня какая-то. Ну и кто позвонил участок, это тоже типа хрень какая-то. Мне кажется, я обмусолил все, что можно. Я только этого фазмида не нашел. Может быть, на next день он появится. Я хрен его знает. Нету ничего. Отсутствие. Отсутствие. Нам нужно находить эту хрень. Наверное. И все. Возможно, какие-то там еще секретные задания будут с этим самым. О, еще и какой-то лут. Какие-то задания будут, если я куплю вот эти книжки в магазине книжном. Это я не знаю еще что. Я не могу просто сюда подойти. Как мне подойти, чтобы изучить? Смотри. О! Все, найс. Вот, и что еще? А, расстрел вот этот я хотел посмотреть. Как на него пройти, только я не помню. Это все херня. проход вот сюда вот. Да, это оно. Сейчас почекаем, что тут. Ну, тут мозгриш. Дальше, если пойти, тут уже непроходимая хрень. Тут мы все прочекали. Мозгриш. Вот здесь вот мы не были. Тут мы не анализировали ситуацию с лейтенантом. Тут я уже все, в принципе, установил. Сейчас только его в суть введем. В курс дела, yes.
I don't know who died here. Lined up beside the horrible wall. It could have been any of the parties, and perhaps the ones executed here were the loyalist conservatives, killed by the communists at this.
Remember what Trent Heidelstein said about Veld?
Another likely scenario.
Or maybe.
Yeah, it's very unlikely the coalition forces were the ones who died here. They were all, to be honest, if a coalition member was anyone in this situation, it was a commandant, the superior giving the orders.
A cold sea wind blows away the figures. Behind this building, the other one, once filled with engineers and...
Ну, в принципе, все. И больше ничего. Вот это задание у нас опозорилось тогда, получается. Типа, поспрашивайте какую-то херню. Или оно выполнилось у нас? Я хрен знает. В любом случае нам нужен еще один день. Сейчас, правда, только 5 часов. В диско, может быть, мы сбегаем, посмотрим, что там. Вот этот не раскрыт вопрос, что это за хижина со стулом. Он нас каким-то спреем обмазывал. Но я не думаю, что спрей там на какой-то определенной одежде сохранился. Это хуйня. Мне кажется, оно писало бы. Эта игра не такая.
Yes?
The Coppernado is back. What do you want?
Hi, gendarme.
Another rendezvous. I am. So are you. What brings you here? Oh yes, let's see. He knocked on my door a few days after the lynching. I think he was going through the entire building, asking questions. Let me think. He had an accent. He sounded like one of those He sounded vaguely Oranese. Yes, but he was speaking to someone on his earpiece. Yes, you know those tiny speaker microphones that vent, just reporting back whatever I was telling him. Muscular, handsome, strong, like one of those military types. Nothing. That I didn't see anything. What friend? No, I don't think it came up. Sure. Anything else on your mind? You did? And how did you like him? Ah, shoot. Why not? Friends, I told you. Sunday friends. Bet he won't be there when times get tough, I guess. It is. On Sundays. A visitor from the first world. He's not like you and me, gendarme. He can always return. To his opportunities in Occident, sur la clé. Still. His coming and going brings some life to the... Or is it just money? I don't know. He has keys. And he likes the view. To the sea, I mean. Hmm? What about me, gendarme? Admiring the atmosphere. What about you, officer? Well, here's to you. Bye-bye, gendarme.
Hear that? Magnesium. That's what you're lacking. The magnesium levels in your blood are dangerously low. It's about the low magnesium levels and not the high alcohol levels. Yes, and it's critical. Look at yourself. You're practically devolving into a fish due to the lack of magnesium in your bloodstream. You need to get so magged up. You've probably had 2 heart attacks and one stroke. Don't be so modest. He's having one right now.
Hi again, gendarme.
It's the...
Классика.
Hi again, gendarme.
Could he be? Yes, this man is definitely one of them. This sexual thing seems interesting. Ask around. Become involved.
The homosexual underground? Why, yes I am, officer. Why? Do you want to investigate? Oh, it's a pleasure group. A Sabrosa pleasure group congregating in cellars under the cover of night. Saturday night. Sometimes even Friday night. Oh, we're ambitious. We want to destroy the last vestiges of meaning. The last things people in Revachol have to hold on to. The true symbols of security. Everything will be constantly shifting and moving under our rule. The future will belong to a circus of identities just spinning around, surreal and unreal. You won't even know who you are anymore. Yes, we listen to a lot of disco. Some say we engineered disco to spread our vision of a vertiginous, ever-changing. We are going to change the family unit with all this razzmatazz and finger dancing. And with mysteries. Of course, the mysteries are also of sexual nature.
Присоединиться, блядь.
Ah, but for the better part of history, it has been illegal. No. Beautiful. Beautiful. That's exactly what we're looking for. Who knows, maybe you were homosexual in the past. Maybe all of that is... I have to say that you do look like someone who might be part of the underground. You have that very distinctive, I can't understand what's going on here look. Absolutely wonderful.
Блядь.
A man like you can figure out his sexuality in a working day.
Bye-bye, gendarme.
Ну-ка, по классике, наверное, дохуя даст бонусов. Ладно, бонуса за исследование не будет. Yeah. No, I don't think so.
Yes? What is it? That was pretty good, Harry.
Huh, that was. Yeah, that was absolute shit, if you want my opinion. Horrible. Truly horrible. I beg of you, don't ever subject anyone to this talk.
Jean, he's not right. Don't make it worse and...
She actually did.
Hey, was there something got the 20 real? Then why are you waiting?
The man ponders.
Ну, что делать? Тогда криптиты мы просираем. Что мне сделать? Что мне сделать? Тут делать уже ничего нигде. Куна похуй. Ничего у него там лачуги новой нету. Да нет, нихера там у нее нет. Ну, подожди, в смысле дела, да? В смысле дела. У меня же нет дела найти этого криптида нихера. У меня этого дела нет. И нет дела с профсоюзами, райт. Ну, походу, да. Так, значит, мы готовы. У нас... Я чекаю ловушки, но у нас нету задания на ловушки. Мы просто обещали чекать ловушки. А задания на него нет. Офишуали. Короче, тогда мы все. Значит, мы отправляемся в next серии по подвал и по мейн-квесту. Все, короче, официальное заявление. Будем именно так действовать. Короче, смотри как. В левую руку фонарик, в правую пистолет. Такая тема. И
You finally made it, haven't you? Where did that man get such a cool jacket? Did he receive it upon graduating the occult? You are very...
Yes?
одевай, чувак, куртку прошаренную. Так, а где эта куртка у меня? Санова. Дыс. Не-не. Надо ему, чуваку, этому куряке отдать эту куртку, тогда раз Ким не хочет. Ёпта. Ну, кстати, ничего не скажет по этому поводу. Не. Unfortunate. Ну, возможно, если бы я... Подожди. Ну, часов 28 часов, на самом деле. Возможно бы, если бы я продумал эту мысль. Ну, короче, нахуй. Это не то, чем я хочу заниматься. В целом мы готовы. Мы готовы, да. Задания этого уже нет официально. Мы их завершили. И профсоюзное задание тоже. Что там скажет Эврар по этому поводу, в принципе, не важно. Так что, наверное, я готов. Да, мы в 11 части официально отправимся в подвал. Все. Прям как раз идеально на самом деле. Мы все сделали в 10 части по побочкам. Вот только фигурку этой AORUS я дать пока не могу. Unlucky. Так, прошаренному дыс. Это майка на плюс логику. Что у меня есть еще? Майка на плюс логику. Это майка на грубую силу. Авторитет у нас будет в 0. Ладно, go так, вроде норм. Вроде good, вроде very good. Будет вот так. Да, в целом я готов, да, все. Я снаряжен по фулам. Вернуться сюда, когда пройдет снег. Короче, go. Ну, в 11 часть, разумеется. Все, короче, я тут сейвлюсь официально. Через шажок еще раз засейвлюсь на всякий случай. Все, короче, да, yes. Вернемся сюда. Во вторник. Короче, как так. Калаш какой-то. Выйти. Ну да, I think. Как-то так. Короче, будем заканчивать тогда. Киберзвездный представитель закона, да. Сегодня я получил такую ачивку, yes. Да, будем заканчивать. Сегодня заебись. Ну, вечером не вылез, зато к утру вылез. Ну а что? Ну, как вы хотели. Все, чеснок. Все, короче, тогда. I'll be back. I'll be back. Я пошел спать. Наверное. На самом деле неохота, нихуя. Даже сейчас. Все, тогда I'll be back, yes. I'll be back.